If you have a free Saturday and you've been telling yourself that you are going to start a print-on-demand business, then this is for you. Today, I'm walking you through exactly what I would do if I was launching a brand new shop in 24 hours. This is going to be high level, focused, no fluff, all of the things that you need to know and all of the bases that you need to cover in order to start with a successful foundation, one that can grow and turn into a thriving print-on-demand business. I'm also going to include just a free checklist for you in the description box below that outlines all of these steps so that you can refer back to it as you are implementing these in your 24 hours starting your own shop. Timestamps are below. Feel free to use them if you need them, but without further ado, let's get into it. First, you are going to need an Etsy shop. To create an Etsy shop, this is a one-time $15 setup fee. You're also going to pay 20 cents per listing that you create and a small transaction fee when you make sales. I recommend Etsy because they already have an existing customer base and already pre-built in traffic. There are customers already on Etsy. You are going to create something that people are actively searching for, and thus you are going to begin to see sales. Second thing you're going to need is a print provider. I recommend Printify. This is my favorite print-on-demand provider. It's free and it handles all of the production and shipping automatically for you. Third thing that you are going to need is a design software. If we are talking bare bones, minimum, basic, just to get you started, that I think will also set you up for the most success, I'm actually going to recommend two things for you. One is Canva, second is Playground. Canva is going to be fantastic for creating listing images, for creating your shop branding, as well as creating and finishing some of your designs. And Playground is going to be fantastic for creating a good chunk of your designs or elements that are going to go into your designs and help you as a beginner create designs that are high quality. This is really important because most new print-on-demand shop owners, sellers, they unfortunately don't always have the creative eye in the beginning, and that's okay. You don't have to be the most creative individual to be successful with print on demand, but the main thing that you are doing with a print on demand business is creating designs, and using the right tools can help assist this process so that you're creating things that actually look good and actually have the potential to sell. Now, before you create anything, you need a strategy. I recommend starting with one product type like t-shirts or mugs or tote bags and get very focused with it. This is the core strategy that I recommend for all new sellers. And it is what I like to call the rule of 5 ones. What this consists of is having one chosen product type, one niche, one new listing per day, one research session per day, all with one goal in mind, and that is reaching your first 100 sales. A very common mistake that I see many new sellers make when they are starting out is they are starting with absolutely anything and everything, selling tons of different product types and pursuing tons of different niches. And this ends up just being a little bit too random to truly identify what is and isn't working and to grow and see sales. By being product specific, you make it easier to test, scale, and build momentum without burning out and without losing motivation. Next, when you're setting up your storefront, this is your shop banner, your logo, all of your branding basics. I have to add here that adding shop branding and thinking of shop branding on Etsy, it is not for the reason that you might be thinking. When I am suggesting to have a really strong brand in your Etsy shop, it is not to be known as that brand. It's not really to be known at all. It's more so to be trustworthy. I'll give some visual examples here, but if you just look at a couple different shops and looking at their branding elements, no matter what the shop name is or what the shop is about, you have a perceived value of what they're selling just based off of the visuals alone. And that is the purpose and why I want you to set your shop up for success with really strong branding. This is where you are going to be using Canva, and I'm going to pop up just the dimensions that you need to know for all of your shop branding elements here. In Canva, what's great is there are some templates that you can pick and choose from. However, I don't recommend leaving any of these templates as is. Be sure to add your own little touches to them. Of course, change any text or images, things that are going to make it more relevant to you. But overall, just some rules around your shop branding. Keep it simple, keep it minimal, and keep it easy to understand. Now we do research, not guessing, not just diving in blind. research. I am going to keep this incredibly simple for you. You do not need to start with a research tool. Yes, there are research tools that you can use that can help assist with this process. But again, I'm trying to keep this as bare minimum as possible. And you can still do a lot of great research just directly on Etsy without the use of a research tool. However, if that is something that you are considering investing in, the two that I do recommend are Everbee and eRank. Yes, I do use both. I do love both, but I use them for different reasons. So with eRank, the main reason I use eRank is that helps me find specific niche opportunities. And then with Everbee, I am able to validate those niche opportunities. So they kind of serve different purposes for me personally, but nonetheless, you don't need to start with anything. Just starting with the Etsy search bar can really teach you a lot in the beginning. I want you to start by searching some of the keywords related to your niche in the Etsy search bar. If you have no idea what your niche is or what niche you want to pursue, I'm going to link in the description box below my free niche building guide. This is going to give you some insight in how to discover what your niche might be to start with. The great thing about when you start using the Etsy search bar is it is going to start to teach you about SEO or search engine optimization. This is essentially looking for keywords that people are actively typing into the search bar. You want to use those types of keywords and phrases in your listings. Phrases that are automatically popping up in the Etsy search bar, it's usually a pretty good indicator that if they're popping up, then they're also being searched for. Any of these keywords and phrases that you can find that are related to the niche that you are pursuing, you want to write down and make a note of somewhere. We can continue this research by clicking into the keywords that you're searching for, looking at what listings are ranking on that first page of search results, look at what keywords they're using, and I'll give you a little secret tip and hack. If you find listings in your niche and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see a couple little bits of information here. One, you can see how many people have favorited this item. Favorites are a great indicator that this is something that people like, people clearly are wanting to keep an eye on, and products that have a lot of favorites can help give you insight as to how much demand there is for that chosen niche and product. Another thing that you can see is a date that the product was listed on. If the date that you were seeing is today, or maybe you see something for yesterday or 5 days ago, it's not always an indicator that the product was listed on that exact day. What it is an indicator of is that that is the date that the product last sold. And so listings that have a date of today that you also can see are a bestseller, it's likely that they didn't just become a bestseller that same day, but what's happening is that listing is continuously selling on the back end. This is a little bit more intricate. You don't need to worry about this, but what's happening is the listing is renewing and getting a fresh date associated with it. This is something when I first started with print on demand, I would always do a little bit of creeping and look at what was actually selling right now. This is super easy and free, of course, because you don't need a research tool to look at this. Some other things to ask yourself as you are doing this research are, what are people actually buying? What colors, layouts, or phrases keep showing up? What kind of details are they using in their listing images? Big disclaimer here, anything that you are researching, making note of, it's important to note that this is for inspiration, not for you to copy. To truly be successful with print on demand, you need to learn the skill set yourself to create something that is your own unique idea. If you are copying, you are lacking the skill set to actually be successful. And this is a surefire way for you to completely fail at print on demand. Our next step is creating our first design. For this, I'm going to be jumping into Playground, which is fantastic for all levels of sellers. So even if you're watching this video and you're a more experienced or advanced seller, I still recommend Playground. But I really wanted to share Playground specifically in this video because, as I mentioned earlier, many of you watching this who might be just starting with print on demand don't have the strongest design skill. And as I mentioned earlier, that is completely okay, but you're going to want to have some bit of a foundation to support you in creating high quality designs, and that's where Playground comes in. Playground is actually a design software that utilizes AI to help create designs. And as you can see, they have tons of pre-made templates that are going to help you create that first design. There are always new templates being added, so as new trends emerge, you're also going to see new design templates pop up as well. This can be really helpful if you see a new design trend and you're not really sure how to recreate create it yourself, you can actually take images of things that you're seeing, pictures, photos, and actually plug them into Playground to use as a new starting point to create your design. You can create your entire design directly in Playground, or you can create elements to it and then bring those elements over to Canva to finalize the design. As I'm creating my design for this example here and starting this brand new shop, it's important to me, and what I would encourage you to look at as well, is that you're creating something that's based off of the research that you found, but in a way that adds value, adds something that is different. It is important that you are always putting your own spin on anything that you're creating. Now we drop that design onto a high quality mockup on Canva. Mockups, these are something that you don't want to skimp out on. I personally like to get all of my mockups directly on Etsy. There's tons of mockups available on Etsy for tons of different product types. I'll be sure to link some of my favorite mockup shops in the description box below. Just like our shop branding is there to add to that perceived value, build trust, build credibility with potential customers, your mockups have the same effect. And by using low quality mockups, you are creating distrust from potential buyers, which is something that if you want to get that first sale, you are going to need. Once your mockups and your listing images are ready, it is time to upload your design into Printify. You'll connect your Etsy shop to Printify one time, and from then everything will sync. Anything that you put into Printify and publish is going to send over to your Etsy shop, where you'll be able to finalize that listing. This is just one listing and just getting your shop off of the ground. No, you do not need to launch a shop with hundreds of products or have some big grand opening or anything like that. What I encourage you to do is just be consistent. Thinking back to the rule of 5 ones, this is creating one new listing every single day. Building a print-on-demand business is a marathon, not a sprint. I don't want you to rush through this. Quality over quantity always. And so after you've finished up today, tomorrow, the next thing on your agenda is create your next design and your next listing. And that is how I would launch a print-on-demand shop in 24 hours. Not perfectly, not with 30 listings, but with a strong foundation, clarity, and consistency. If you want a more detailed breakdown of this entire process, I am going to link my free courses down below. I have 3 free full courses: POD Kickstart, SEO Kickstart, and Design Kickstart. They are called my Kickstart courses because they are literally meant to give you a kickstart, get you just up and running and ready. Like I said, they are completely free, and I will have them linked in the description box below. If you are wondering how much all of this actually costs, then I want you to watch this video next, which is going to break down all of the expenses that come when starting a print-on-demand business. As always, I hope that you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.